The Cricut Maker is an entry-level cutter that has all you could possibly need as a beginner scrapbooker or craftsman. It is ideal for cutting decals, shapes, circuits, and outlines from literally every material that the rotary blades of this little beast can cut. Just to name a few, the sharp blades of the machine can easily cut through fabric, thermal paper, cardboard, balsa, chipboard, and, of course, vinyl. The machine comes equipped with a 12 by 12 inches mat that will help you materialize all of your great ideas. Additionally, you can order an optional 24 by 12 inches version of the mat that is suitable for the most sophisticated DIY projects. As for the blades, the standard edition of the machine comes supplied with both rotary and knife blades. The first will help you deal with fabrics without tearing them, while the latter is capable of cutting soft types of wood. The blades will help you in cutting small decals, stickers, and even contours, so you can decorate your projects with even more details. This electronic vinyl cutting machine from Cricut may not look like something special at first glance, however, it has all the features of a professional model, if not more. Perfect for home use and easy to maintain, this cutter is the perfect scrapbooking tool that you'd be glad to have by your side. Even though vinyl cutting is a completely viable home hobby, we see no reason to use equipment that a professional wouldn't use. After all, a professional grade cutting plotter guarantees certain quality and speed. That's why we highly recommend the Pix Maximum 720. The engine on this model cuts at 800 mm per second, which, coupled with 500 gram blade pressure, means you can slice right through the thickest materials. And the cuts will be smooth and precise as the device comes with 3 Roland blades, a pretty high quality choice. Now, admittedly, the Pix Maximum isn't perfect. Putting it together will take an hour or two and the initial setup is a bit cumbersome. However, we should point out that the actual controls are very intuitive, in part thanks to the LCD screen that displays all necessary information in the free 12-month trial of SignCut Pro. We don't want to name all of the accessories that come with the Pix Maximum as it would turn the review into one long list. However, we do want to point out that it has very handy blade cases with safety caps, so you don't have to worry about kids getting to your tools. While we certainly wouldn't have minded a bit more from the cutter, like macOS compatibility, for example, what it does have is most assuredly enough. The Pix Maximum is a high-end model that even a professional would be happy to buy. If you plan on going towards more heavy-duty cutting, be it for your personal use or mass production of t-shirts or other products that have vinyl parts, you'll need the best vinyl cutting machine you can find. We are speaking specifically in terms of power, of course, and in this case, we suggest the CKSK. Though this model has the usual 720mm cutting width, it's very powerful and goes through more material than any of the competitors. You can, of course, adjust the speed and cut type via the onboard controls. Some of it is done automatically, though, as the 3-pinch rollers will keep the material stretched and guarantee that it's worked over perfectly. They can still be adjusted manually, but it's not specifically required. We do have to point out that power comes at a cost, and here it's the pretty large size of the cutter itself. Though it has wheels for easier movement, people with limited storage space should first consider if they have a spot for a cutter this big. Luckily, the power cord here is pretty long, but it's still a limiting factor. Other than that, though, there's very little to complain about here, save for the lack of stencil options. They're available but not as broad as in some of the starter models. This is definitely slated for more experienced users looking to up their cutting power. Not everybody has the space for a freestanding vinyl cutting machine, and in those cases, it's more practical to go for a portable model. Something like the Silhouette America Cameo 3, a tabletop cutter that may be compact, but is no less powerful than its larger counterparts. Sure, the cutting width here is 305mm, a bit below what you usually have in a stationary model. But the cut quality is absolutely on par thanks to the auto blade that works precisely and glides smoothly, slicing through materials of up to 2mm in thickness with ease. Even if you don't know which shape you want the blade to cut out, the device comes with the Silhouette Studio software and 100 exclusive designs that will surely give some inspiration for lettering or patterns. While the Silhouette America Cameo 3 is easy to find a spot for and move, if needed, not everything is that simple with it. For one, the installation process is quite long, and, should the plotter switch to sleeping mode, might simply shut down. It's all worth it, though, once you get the thing running. After all, this is one of the few cutters that can work wirelessly, using Bluetooth to sync with any PC or laptop, and that's a big bonus in terms of portability. All things considered, while there are a few areas where the Silhouette America Cameo 3 falls behind its stationary competitors, it's still an excellent choice for home cutting. While vinyl cutters often seem pretty similar, not all of them are fit for high precision cuts that are necessary when you're working with small patterns. If that's what you need, the Cutter 721 is a fine choice and a budget-friendly one to boot. This model has an advanced positioning system that guarantees precision up to 0.1mm, so your cuts will never end up ruining a design you've been refining for days. And you'll easily cut through the thickest materials as well, all thanks to the carbide alloy blades. Aside from great precision and blades, this model boasts compatibility with all graphic design software, so you can easily import a stencil from one of the programs on your PC. Well, as long as it's running Windows, since that's the only system this model supports. Our only major gripe would be not with the cutter itself, but rather with the manual, which is pretty poor and has little information on control specifics. Thankfully, you'll likely master them by yourself even with little experience, but it's still upsetting to see low quality instructions for a high precision device. All in all, we can praise the cutter's precision for a while, but we've said enough. If you want a high power cutter with sturdy blades, this is a very solid budget friendly choice.